Hello, students. Good morning to you all. I believe you are all doing well. I welcome you to this amazing class again this morning. Kindly get seated with your writing materials as we continue. Today, we'll be looking into a topic again together titled weathering. Weathering. Before then, let's quickly take up the correction to previous assignment. Remember last week we treated soil formation and soil profile. At the end of the class, you were asked to state importance of soil profile. Importance of soil profile. 1. It determines the level of soil fertility. 2. It helps farmers to know the type of soil crops to grow. 3. It determines the level of root penetration. Take up this correction, very important. Today's topic objective is titled 1. Define weathering. 2. State types of weathering. 3. Explain each type. Let's quickly take up the topic weathering. Remember we treated soil formation last week and we said soil is formed from the processes of weathering of parent materials. And today we are looking into weathering properly. Weathering is simply defined as the breaking down of rocks into smaller fragments. The breaking down of rocks into smaller fragments, or the disintegration of rocks into smaller particles. Rocks are being disintegrated in weathering processes as it leads to soil formation. The rocks are broken down or being disintegrated into smaller particles to form soil. As you can see this particular picture here, you have smaller rock particles that have been broken down, that have been disintegrated into pieces. Let's take note of this picture. These rock particles were formerly a whole rock, but as weathering has taken place, it has been broken down into fragments. Types of weathering. 1. We have physical weathering. 2. Chemical weathering. 3. Biological weathering. We are going to look into these weathering processes types one after the other. Physical weathering. Physical weathering involves the breaking down of rocks without changing the mineral composition in the rock. There are minerals found in rock. These minerals are not altered during the disintegration of rock under physical weathering. It involves the physical disintegration of rocks. The mineral composition in the rocks are not changed, and it takes the following processes, that is forms of physical weathering. 1. Temperature change. 2. Alternate wetting and drying. 3. Frost action. Let's quickly look to this concept one after the other. Temperature change. Temperature change specifically occurs in arid region of the world. In this region, the rocks are exposed to sun, blazing sun, which makes the outer layer of the rock to be more hotter than the interior. Then when the temperature drops, the interior gets hotter than the outer. The outer surface of the rock gets cooler. Over time, this leads to the peeling off of the rock. This peeling off of the rock brings about the disintegration of the rock, leading to the formation of soil. Remember, we are still on soil formation, and the processes of soil formation is weathering, and we are looking into weathering properly today. Okay, the next one is alternate wetting and drying. Alternate wetting and drying, the rocks absorb water and swell. Wetting and drying, from the word wetting and drying. When the rock absorbs water, the water in the rock swell. During the day or during the sunshine, this water in the rock dry off. Continuously, it leads to the disintegration of the rock. The last one we have frost action. As well, rocks in this region absorb water and the water in the rock freezes because it mainly occurs in polar region. The rock absorbs water and freezes. So over time during the day, the water in the rock met during hot sun or during the day specifically, the water in the rock melts. Continuously, it leads to the breaking down of the rock. Let's take note of the forms of physical weathering. Temperature change, alternate wetting and drying, and frost action. Chemical weathering. Chemical weathering. Here, the mineral composition of the rocks are not altered, are not changed. Let's take note of this. It takes different forms. One, we have solution. Here, rainwater dissolve rock salts to form solution. That is solution. We have oxidation, the reaction of oxygen in air with minerals in rock. The reaction of oxygen in air with minerals in rock. Carbonation. Carbonation, here carbon mixed with rain to form weak carbonic acid. Carbon mixed with rain to form weak carbonic acid. We have the next one as hydration and the other as hydrolysis. Under hydration, rock minerals absorb water, resulting in the chemical alteration of the minerals. Then we have hydrolysis. That is the reaction of water with rock minerals to produce a rock entirely different from the original one. Hydrolysis, reaction of water with minerals. Reaction of water with minerals. Hydrolysis. Let's take note of the forms of chemical weathering. Biological weathering. Biological weathering. This involves the action of plants and animals. Action of plants and animals. Biological weathering involves the action of plants and animals. Here, plants grow on the crevice of rocks. This is a very good example of it. This is a picture. You see a large mass of rock here, and you see a plant, a very big tree growing at the middle of the rock. This plant grows beside the rock, and the root penetrates deep inside the rock, and this leads to the disintegration of the rock. It brings a crack. It gives the root of this plant gives a crack to the rock, and over time it leads to the disintegration of the rock. Animals as well, like rodents, bore hole in rocks, leading to the disintegration of the rock. Factors affecting weathering. 1. Climate. 2. Types of rock. 3. Relief. 4. We have living organisms as factors affecting weathering. The type of rock affects weathering such that some rocks are hard to be disintegrated, whilst some are soft to be disintegrated. Hard rocks find it difficult, takes a long time to be disintegrated in comparison with softer rock. Relief. The nature of the land. Weathering takes place mostly in a slopy land than a level land. We call it steep and gentle slope. Weathering takes place mainly in a steep slope than a gentle slope. Then living organisms as well. The nature of the organism, ability to bore hole in rocks, and ability of the plant's roots to penetrate deep into the crevice of the rock determine the time taken for the rocks to be disintegrated. Climate as well. The type of climate determines the type of weathering that will take place in a particular area. These are the factors promoting weathering. For further reading, take note of this particular textbook. You can get it and read up this textbook, Essentials of Agricultural Science for GSS by Ernest Chukwu Ani, and Agricultural Science for GSS 2 by S. Omosekeji. Take note of this, it's very important. Assignment. Explain how living organisms promote weathering of rock materials. Explain how living organisms promote weathering of rock materials. Thank you for listening. I'm Vera. Okay. Bye. I love